This is the annual Marriage Health Check Preventative Health Plan, and this segment is on supportive roles. So the whole idea of supportive roles, it's important to know that that's mutual. It has to be mutual to work well. You both need to be dedicated to being that supportive person to your partner. What turns a marriage into a truly great marriage is when you recognize that your spouse is your greatest asset and that your commitment is to your spouse being the best that they can be, and that you are committed to creating an environment in which your partner can thrive. So this is a complete turnaround to what happens when bad habits creep into a marriage, where you start to drain each other through criticism, through kind of a underlying, maybe cynicism or resentment, and that kind of brings the person down, dissipates their own sense of well-being. If you think about when you fall in love, I think one of the things that's so compelling about that experience is that in the other person's eyes, you're amazing. And that just brings this incredible sense of self to you. And yet, over time, we can't stay in that experience forever, and life is full of all sorts of things that aren't so delicious. And so couples will sometimes start to bring out the worst in each other, see the worst in each other, or start to reinforce negative feelings in each other. And this is absolutely what you do not want to do, because if you stop and think about it, if your partner is able to, as much as possible, feel positive, feel energized about themselves and about life, then they are going to be a much greater asset in your life. Whereas if they're feeling constantly drained, then they won't have as much capacity to be inspired, to reach goals, to create, to manifest, to take that next step forward, whether that's, personally, emotionally, or whether that's, in their careers, or, in any aspect of their life. What you're really wanting is you're wanting, your partner to, as much as possible, be on a upward ladder in terms of their development as a human being and their life's, goals, their life's path. And if you feel at odds with what your spouse is wanting to create in their life, like let's just take, work for an example. Let's say your spouse is really motivated to reach another level in their work, but you're constantly frustrated with them because you feel like they're not giving you enough input at home. It's time to really find some way to address that discrepancy, because what you want is you want your partner to wake up in the morning and know that you are behind them, right? They need that strength from you. So if there is a conflict of interests within your marriage, that's something you really want to have a look at together and make some decisions. And once you make those decisions, you need to back your partner in what they're doing. And you want to have that support right back from them. So if you keep in mind that you are committed to your partner being the absolute best that they can be and to feeling the best that they can be, and if you are able to provide a kind of resource for them around that, then you're really on your way to creating a much more extraordinary marriage.